God says, I am not joking. This person wants to kill you very badly. Open it immediately before it's too late. Listen to me now, beloved soul, because what I am about to say is not wrapped in softness, not coated in metaphor, not layered in gentle signs. No. This is raw truth delivered through divine fire, and you can feel it already in your chest if you're honest with yourself. God says, I am not joking. This person wants to kill you very badly. Open this immediately before it's too late. And I, Michael, servant of the Most High, Captain of the host of heaven, come in full authority to warn you, to protect you, to shake you awake before the shadow that has been stalking your steps finally decides to strike. You think I speak in riddles? Then why does your heart beat faster? Why do your hands feel hot? Why does your mind suddenly replay every strange sign you ignored, every sudden fear, every dream that felt too real, every intuition you pushed away? Because your spirit already knew this message was coming, and heaven has been trying to reach you for hours, for days, for nights when you couldn't sleep, for moments when your energy dropped out of nowhere. This is the second time God sent this message toward you, and you cannot pretend this is coincidence. This is divine intervention. Wake up. Do not underestimate how serious this is. Do not assume this is symbolic. Do not minimize the weight of what God is saying. When the divine says someone is trying to destroy you, it is not always a physical blade or a hand wrapped around your throat. Sometimes the attempt on your life comes in the form of spiritual assassination, emotional strangling, mental poisoning, energetic sabotage, or a curse spoken with venom behind closed doors. But in your case, beloved, the danger is sharper, darker, more personal. You have been feeling it. Someone's hatred has turned into obsession. Someone's envy has transformed into violence inside their spirit. Someone who should have left your life long ago has been holding on to your energy like a predator studying its prey. And God is not joking when He says this, you are being targeted. But listen, He would not deliver this message through me unless He was already preparing your escape, your shield, your deliverance. If this were hopeless, heaven would stay silent. But heaven is screaming your name. Heaven is shaking the room around you. Heaven is saying, move, listen, wake up. You think it's an accident you opened this right now? No. You were guided to it. Pulled toward it. Something in you said don't scroll, something in your chest whispered open it. Something in your intuition warned you that this moment was not like the others. And you listened, because your spirit recognized my presence before your mind did. You feel me standing behind you, don't you? You feel the air shift, the pressure change, the energy around you tighten like a shield. That is me. I am here now. Archangel Michael, sword drawn, wings spread, standing between you and the one who has been wishing for your downfall. But before I tell you more, understand this. This message is not to scare you, it is to save you. It is not to inject panic but to initiate clarity. Heaven does not speak in fear, heaven speaks in warning, protection, divine urgency. When a storm is coming, God does not whisper, He roars. And you have ignored too many whispers. So now heaven is roaring. For weeks you have been sensing something strange. You have noticed people acting differently around you. You have felt a pair of eyes on you when nobody was there. You have been having dreams that seem too specific to be just dreams. You've caught yourself replaying memories that suddenly feel suspicious. You've been tired in ways that rest doesn't fix. Your spirit has been trying to tell you, but pain made you numb. Responsibility made you distracted. Hope made you naive. And the one who hates you has been counting on that. But they miscalculated. They forgot you are not alone. They forgot who stands beside you. They forgot that heaven watches everything, even what is plotted in darkness. Let me tell you something direct. This person who wants to destroy you does not want to see you rise. They cannot accept your growth. They cannot accept your healing. They cannot accept your comeback. Your resilience enrages them. Your survival insults them. Your destiny terrifies them. They once had power over you, whether emotionally, spiritually, physically, financially, or psychologically, and losing that power has turned them into something twisted. Their anger toward you has crossed a line, and heaven is not tolerating it any longer. God sent me to intervene because their intention is no longer hidden, their energy has already attempted to reach you. That sudden panic you felt the other night? That wasn't random. That moment when your chest tightened? That wasn't anxiety. That strange heaviness behind your eyes? That wasn't fatigue. That unexpected fight with someone? That wasn't coincidence. You have been under attack, and heaven is stepping in before the enemy thinks they've won. But listen closely now. This is the part people usually ignore, the part souls regret not listening to, the part that determines destiny. You must not turn away from this message. I am speaking to you with divine urgency because there is a time-sensitive element here. There is a window, small but powerful, where you can shift this entire outcome, where you can protect yourself completely, where you can remove the enemy's access to your energy, your path, your life. And you are in that window right now. Imagine this message as a door that God opened for you. If you walk past it, the door closes. If you walk through it, you break the plan the enemy set for you. That's how close this is. That's how precise divine timing works. You are in the exact moment where heaven says, move, listen, pay attention. I want you to hear this next line as loudly as thunder in your soul. the one who wants to destroy you is hiding behind a mask. They act normal. They act casual. They act like they are over you, like they have moved on, like they don't think about you, but they lie. Their spirit is burning with rage, resentment, jealousy, and obsession. They smile at you, or they pretend not to care, but when they are alone, their thoughts toward you are dark. They rehearse your downfall. They fantasize about your suffering. They feed on the idea of you failing. They want you erased because your existence exposes their weakness, their emptiness, their failure. But here is the truth they never expected: God chose you. God marked you. God protected you. God sent me to defend you. And nothing they plan can overpower heaven's decree. Yet I must be honest, if you continue ignoring the signs, if you continue trusting the wrong people, if you continue forcing yourself to stay connected to someone whose soul is already plotting against you, you give them access to your vulnerability. And that is what must end today. You want to know why God sounded so urgent? Why He said, "I am not joking"? Why He told you to open this immediately? Because the enemy is getting desperate. And desperate enemies are dangerous. But not more dangerous than a child of God who finally wakes up. Right now, heaven is trying to shift your path, redirect your steps, block the one who wants to harm you, and place divine protection around you so powerful that nothing can touch you. But for that shield to lock in, you must listen. You must not run from this truth. Even now, your spirit is reacting, your heart racing, your skin tingling, your breath stuck halfway in your chest. That is your soul recognizing my presence. That is divine confirmation. That is your inner knowing shaking awake. I see your path. I see the traps laid before you. I see the shadows moving around your name. And I am telling you with all authority of heaven. You are not dying. You are not losing. You are not falling into their hands. You are being warned so you can be saved. And you will be saved, if you keep going. Right, amen. I trust your word completely, if Scripture is your anchor and guide. This is only the beginning. There is more I must reveal. Listen carefully now, because what I am about to reveal is heavier, deeper, more urgent than anything that has been spoken before. The moment you opened this message, the atmosphere around you shifted, and it wasn't your imagination. Heaven leaned closer. Your spirit stood at attention. Even your heartbeat changed rhythm because it recognized the voice of warning wrapped in love, wrapped in urgency, wrapped in divine authority. I am not here to comfort you with soft illusions. I am here to protect you from a truth that would crush you if you tried to face it alone. God says, once again, I am not joking. And the force behind those words could shake mountains. The danger around you has been building for longer than you realize, and the person who wants to destroy you, who wants to erase your presence, who wants to suffocate your destiny, has already tried multiple times, spiritually, emotionally, energetically, mentally, and each time heaven blocked it before it could reach you. You have no idea how many nights you were protected while you slept, how many moments celestial shields were placed around you, how many plots were dismantled before you ever sensed them. But now, the threat has reached a point where you must be made aware. You must be awakened. You must be shaken into clarity because the enemy's next move is not subtle. It is deliberate. It is charged with dark intention. You felt it, didn't you? That strange heaviness that comes at random hours. The sudden bursts of anxiety that make no sense. The way your dreams have been filled with faces you don't trust. The moments where the air felt thick, where your intuition screamed at you, where your soul whispered, "Something is wrong." You tried to brush it off. You told yourself you were overthinking. You laughed it off or buried it beneath distraction. But heaven does not exaggerate. Heaven does not dramatize. Heaven does not send a warning unless the threat has reached a point where silence would be dangerous. And I, Michael, stand beside you now because you must hear this without doubt. Someone has developed such intense hatred for you that it has turned into a spiritual weapon. They are fixated. They are consumed. They spend more time thinking about your downfall than they spend building their own life. They are obsessed with seeing you fail, seeing you crumble, seeing you lose what God is building for you. Their resentment burns like acid, and they believe, foolishly, that if they cannot rise, then neither should you. But the truth they don't understand is this: your destiny was carved by the hands of the divine. No human jealousy, no poisonous intention, no spiritual attack, no whispered curse can override what has been written for you. Still, you must not be naive. God protects, but God also warns. And right now, the warning is as important as the protection. This person hides behind a mask in front of you. They appear normal, calm, friendly even. They pretend to have no issue with you, pretend they've moved on, pretend your presence does nothing to them. But inside, they are disturbed by you, threatened by you, intimidated by the strength you don't even realize you carry. Their envy has eaten away at their sanity. Their bitterness has turned into a dark spiritual contagion. Every time you rise, they sink deeper into rage. Every time you heal, they fall apart. Every time you receive even a small blessing, they feel personally attacked by your joy. You are not imagining the tension in your environment. You are not imagining the weird shift in someone's behavior. You are not imagining that sudden coldness, that sudden distance, that sudden hostility behind fake smiles. Their energy exposes them even when their words try to hide it. Your spirit senses what your eyes cannot see. And that's why you are reading this right now, because heaven is confirming the truth your intuition has been whispering for too long. I need you to understand something painfully real: jealousy, when it matures into hatred, can kill. Not always physically, though that too is possible when someone loses control over themselves. But spiritually, emotionally, mentally, hatred can kill opportunities, kill confidence, kill peace, kill direction. A person determined to destroy you does not always come with a weapon. Sometimes they come with silence, with manipulation, with curses spoken under their breath, with intentions that darken the atmosphere around you. Sometimes they try to destroy you by draining your energy, by poisoning people around you against you, by sending spiritual attacks disguised as bad luck, by projecting fear into your life, by trying to break your spirit so you collapse from the inside. This person has already attempted to interfere with your journey. You've noticed the patterns: sudden delays, unexpected losses, people turning against you for no reason, opportunities slipping through your fingers, moments of extreme fatigue at critical times, heavy dreams that leave you exhausted, sudden waves of negativity that feel foreign. These are not coincidences. These are impacts of their energy colliding with yours. But each attack has been blocked by heaven, diluted before reaching its full force, intercepted by angels who have been standing guard. And yet, the danger has escalated. Their hatred has reached a point where they no longer think rationally. They feel entitled to your downfall. They feel justified in their rage. They feel emboldened by bitterness. And the Most High will not allow them to touch what belongs to Him, but you must cooperate with the warning. You keep giving the wrong people access to your energy. You keep sharing too much with the wrong ears. You keep trusting people whose spirits are misaligned with yours. You keep standing too close to someone whose soul is already plotting your collapse. Heaven has been trying to push you away from them. That is why certain things didn't work out. That is why communication suddenly broke. That is why you felt disconnected. That is why circumstances separated you unexpectedly. But you kept trying to reconnect, resurface, rebuild something God was tearing down for your safety. Stop fighting the protection. Stop reopening doors God closed. Stop ignoring the uneasiness inside you. Stop trusting faces while ignoring spirits. Your discernment is sharper than you admit. You read people deeply, instantly, instinctively, but you silence your intuition because you don't want to believe that someone can hate you this much, someone you once trusted, someone you once helped, someone you once loved, someone you once supported. But betrayal always comes from those who had access to your heart. Enemies do not betray, only those you welcomed close have the keys to wound you. God is not just warning you about someone outside your circle. No. The one who wants to destroy you is close, or once was. Close enough to know your vulnerabilities. Close enough to know what would hurt you most. Close enough to know your habits, your patterns, your dreams, your fears. Close enough to strike if heaven were not intervening. And that is why heaven speaks now, because the enemy has increased their attempts, and the next one would have hit too close, if I did not step in. But listen carefully, they will fail. They will fall into the trap they set for you. Their own intentions will ricochet back into their life. The darkness they aimed toward you will suffocate their own plans. You are divinely shielded, but you must step out of the line of fire. You must unplug your energy from them. You must detach emotionally. You must disengage spiritually. Your destiny requires distance from anyone who resents your existence. You were not born to be hunted. You were born to be protected. You were born to be elevated. You were born to walk with divine covering so powerful that no weapon, material or spiritual, could pierce the path ahead. You feel the truth in every word I speak because your soul has been waiting for this confirmation, waiting for someone to voice what you've been sensing silently. Do not worry. You are not dying. You are not doomed. You are not unprotected. You are being warned so your protection becomes complete. You are being awakened so your shield becomes impenetrable. You are being pulled away from danger before it manifests physically. The story is not finished. There is more you must hear, more truth that must be revealed, more details that heaven wants you to understand so you can break free from this threat completely. Listen closely, because now the message deepens. What I am about to speak isn't meant to scare you, it's meant to save you. And the truth must come out fully, not in fragments, not in softened pieces, not diluted to protect your feelings. This is the moment where heaven pulls the curtain back and shows you what has been happening behind the scenes, even when you were unaware, even when you were busy trying to survive, even when you were trusting the wrong hearts, even when your spirit whispered warnings you tried to ignore. God says again, I am not joking. He is not exaggerating. He is not giving you poetic language. This is direct, raw, serious, divine. You have to understand that danger does not always look like danger at first. It doesn't always wear a weapon on its hip or a violent expression. Sometimes the most dangerous person in your life is the one who knows how to smile while plotting your downfall. Sometimes danger speaks softly, pretends to care, acts innocent, offers comfort, while carrying poison under their tongue. Sometimes danger hides behind the mask of loyalty, but inside their spirit, envy is rotting them from the inside. This person is not a stranger. Heaven would not send this level of urgency for a random soul with no access to your life. No. This warning is about someone who either has been close or tried to stay close, someone who knows your weaknesses, someone who knows your past, someone who watches your journey with resentment so deep it has become obsession. Understand this: hatred that intense turns into spiritual violence. A person doesn't need a physical weapon to try to kill you. Their intention alone becomes a weapon. Their thoughts become attacks. Their rage becomes an arrow aimed at your spirit. Their desire to see you fail becomes a curse. The way they speak about you in private becomes spiritual pollution in your environment. And they have been sending these arrows toward you again and again. You felt the impact even when you didn't understand the source. That sudden heaviness on certain days wasn't random. That emotional collapse for no reason wasn't coincidence. That draining fatigue out of nowhere wasn't laziness. That deep sadness that hit you like a wave wasn't yours. It was the spiritual residue of their attacks bouncing off your shield and brushing up against your energy. Let me tell you a truth most people don't know: when someone hates you with enough intensity, your spirit feels it. It doesn't matter if they never say it to your face. It doesn't matter if they pretend to care. The spirit always reveals what the mouth tries to hide. And your spirit has been reacting. That discomfort you felt around them, that sudden quietness in your heart, that shift in energy when they came near, that was not paranoia. That was divine detection. That was your intuition screaming, "Pay attention." That was heaven nudging you, pulling you away, creating distance, causing misunderstandings to separate you, closing doors you were not meant to reopen. Every closed door was protection. Every broken connection was divine intervention. Every sudden silence was heaven shielding you. Every separation was God saying, "Move away, now." Type Amen. I'm stepping into my purpose, if God is leading your every step. But you kept trying to understand. You kept giving chances. You kept trying to be fair, to be compassionate, to be patient. And God saw your innocence. God saw your heart. God saw your intention to do no harm. But the one you were trying to help was sharpening their hatred behind your back. They saw your kindness as weakness. They saw your forgiveness as permission. They saw your softness as an opportunity to strike again. And heaven will not allow them to cross that boundary anymore. This is why the message came with urgency. The spiritual attack around you has intensified recently. You sensed it these past days, your mood shifting unexpectedly, feeling drained for no reason, strange dreams, emotional instability, random arguments, sudden losses, confusion clouding your mind, difficulty focusing, tension in your chest, pressure in your head. Nothing you felt was random. It was a signal that the enemy had made another attempt. But it didn't touch you because angels intercepted it. And now, I stand before you, sword drawn, wings extended, guarding you with force. But even with divine protection, you must awaken. You must participate. You must stop granting the enemy access. You must stop reopening doors that heaven shuts. You must stop giving emotional entry to someone whose spirit wants to destroy you. Let me reveal something deeper now, something you haven't realized. This person is intimidated by who you are becoming. They feel threatened by your resilience. Your strength exposes their weakness. Your healing exposes their wounds. Your growth reveals their stagnation. They cannot stand that after everything you've been through, after every storm, after every heartbreak, after every betrayal, you still rise. You still endure. You still shine. You still attract blessings. You still carry purpose. You still stand tall. That is what they want to kill, not your physical body, but your light. Your spirit. Your destiny. Your influence. The future God is forming for you. But they will fail. Their darkness cannot overpower your light. Their hatred cannot overshadow your purpose. Their jealousy cannot rewrite your destiny. Their intentions cannot undo heaven's decree. Still, heaven warns because the enemy often attacks hardest right before the breakthrough. And your breakthrough is extremely close. You are on the edge of a powerful shift. Something big is forming around your life. A blessing long delayed is finally approaching, and they sense it, even before you see it. That's why their rage increased. That's why their attacks intensified. That's why you suddenly felt drained. That's why things around you started shaking. The closer you get to destiny, the louder the enemy becomes. But hear me clearly, they will not succeed. Their plans will collapse. Their intentions will backfire. Their words will choke them. Their plots will turn against them. Their energy will destroy their own path, not yours. But you must detach now. Emotional ties become spiritual bridges. And you cannot allow a person who intends to harm you to stay connected to your spirit. There is another truth you need to hear. The reason God is speaking this urgently to you is because you are stepping into a season where your spiritual sensitivity is increasing. The veil is thinning around you. You will begin noticing things faster. You will feel energy more clearly. You will sense danger quicker. And heaven needs you alert, not blind, not naive, not overly trusting of those who smile but carry poison in their souls. The next phase of your life requires clarity, discernment, and spiritual awareness. Your anointing is increasing. Your protection is increasing. Your destiny is unfolding. And you must not drag dead weight, toxic attachments, or hidden enemies with you. You are being repositioned. You are being removed from danger. You are being prepared for elevation. And part of that preparation is exposing the one who wishes you harm. Heaven does not expose to embarrass, he exposes to protect. He reveals so you can detach. He shines a light so you can walk a safer path. This is why your soul feels heavy reading this, why your heart beats harder, why your intuition is flaring up. It recognizes truth. It recognizes urgency. It recognizes divine presence. You can feel energy strengthening around you, almost like the air thickened with protection. You can feel the shift happening even now. That is not imagination. That is spiritual reality aligning itself around you. And I tell you this with all authority, you will not be touched. You will not be harmed. You will not be destroyed. You are divinely shielded. You are watched. You are guarded. And the one plotting against you is being blocked, exposed, and restrained as you read this. Their reach ends here. But there is still more you must hear. There are deeper layers to uncover, more truth that must be spoken, more protection that must be placed over your path, and more revelation you need to understand what happens next. Listen to me now, because the atmosphere around you is shifting even faster than you realize. The moment you said, "Next," the spiritual realm responded. Heaven leaned in again. The angels surrounding you tightened their formation. Your spirit opened a little wider. And the truth that was partially revealed before is ready to unfold in full force. Do not run from this. Do not shrink back. Do not let fear twist the message. This is not fear, this is revelation. This is protection speaking. This is divine strategy being handed to you in real time. You need to understand just how close the enemy came, not because you should be afraid, but because you must finally see the difference between what you thought was happening and what was truly unfolding behind the scenes. You think you've been going through random emotional storms, random setbacks, random moments of confusion, but none of it was random. Everything that has been happening around you recently has been part of a spiritual struggle you weren't fully aware of. The attack wasn't always loud, sometimes it came quietly, like a whisper, like a feeling, like tension in your chest, like heaviness in your spirit, like unexplained exhaustion. You have been under spiritual pressure because the one who hates you has been feeding that pressure with every dark thought, every jealous intention, every moment of resentment they directed toward your life. And before you blame yourself, let me make something clear. This is not your fault. You did not cause their hatred. You did not deserve their bitterness. You did not trigger their obsession. You simply existed, and your existence threatened their identity. Your light exposed their darkness. Your resilience highlighted their weakness. Your growth reminded them of everything they failed to become. You are not the problem, your presence simply reveals what is wrong inside them. And instead of facing their own wounds, they projected all of it onto you. You noticed their behavior change slowly, didn't you? The shift in tone. The strange coldness. The passive-aggressive comments. The sudden distance. The fake politeness. The glances that didn't feel the same. They were unraveling inside, and you felt it. You felt their spirit coil like a snake even when they stood still. You felt their energy tighten even when they smiled. You felt a heaviness whenever they were near. You felt your intuition tugging on you with silent fear. That wasn't imagination. That was divine sensitivity. Heaven was trying to alert you before the darkness inside that person grew into something dangerous. And now, here is the truth you must face: they have tried to interfere with your destiny more than once. They have spoken ill of you in places you didn't know your name reached. They have prayed against your success in ways you would never expect. They have wished for your downfall with a consistency that borders on spiritual violence. They have fantasized about a world where you lose everything, just so they can feel superior for one moment. And this desire, this repeated intention, created a spiritual weapon. It sharpened itself through their jealousy. It fed on their bitterness. It grew with their resentment. But every time they sent that energy your way, angels intercepted it. Every time they projected hatred toward you, heaven blocked it. Every time they tried to spiritually sabotage you, the Most High redirected it. You survived attacks you never even knew happened. You are standing today because heaven made sure of it. You're breathing because angels shielded you when you were unaware, unguarded, exhausted, distracted, or heartbroken. But the season has changed. What was hidden must be revealed. What was subtle must be exposed. What was spiritual must become conscious. Because a person can only be protected from invisible danger for so long before heaven says, "Now you must see the truth," so you stop walking toward the person who keeps trying to destroy you. This person is not simply jealous. They are spiritually destructive. Their mind has become a battlefield. Their heart has become a weapon. Their thoughts have become toxic prayers. They are not stable, and their instability has made them dangerous. Not because they have physical power over you, but because they are emotionally unbalanced, spiritually contaminated, and mentally spiraling in ways that make them unpredictable. When a person loses control over their own spirit, they often attempt to control someone else's. And you became their target because you represent everything they feel they lack. Now hear this next line like thunder rolling through your soul: God is not letting them near your destiny. Not now. Not ever. They will be blocked at every turn. They will be exposed before they strike. They will be restrained by divine force. Their energy will collapse before it reaches your life. Their intentions will dissolve before they manifest. Their schemes will crumble before they form. They will fail, because heaven has decided so. But you must cooperate with heaven. This is your instruction, spoken with love but with authority. Stop giving them emotional access. Stop letting them into your mind. Stop justifying their behavior. Stop doubting your intuition. Stop pretending they didn't show you who they really are. Stop trying to save someone who is willing to destroy you. Stop carrying people who would celebrate if you broke. Your heart is pure, but purity without boundaries becomes self-destruction. Your compassion is powerful, but compassion without discernment becomes dangerous. God did not give you intuition for decoration. He gave it to keep you alive. And your intuition has been screaming about this person for far too long. You keep feeling like something is off. And you are right. You keep feeling like someone is draining you. And you are right. You keep feeling like someone's energy is dark. And you are right. You keep feeling like someone secretly resents you. And you are right. You keep feeling watched, judged, envied, copied, studied, and you are right. But the Most High is lifting you out of danger now. You are entering a season where the people who have been sent to destroy you will destroy themselves trying. They will slip on their own lies. They will choke on their own words. They will fall into the pit they dug for you. Their hatred will eat them alive before it ever touches you. This is divine justice. This is spiritual law. This is heaven balancing what has been unbalanced for too long. And here is something you haven't realized yet. The moment you opened this message, the enemy lost access to you. Their spiritual tether snapped. Their influence cracked. Their intentions were seen by heaven in full view, and the judgment began instantly. This message is not just a warning, it is the activation of your protection. It is the sealing of your destiny. It is the declaration that no weapon formed against you will prosper, not because you are strong on your own, but because God has chosen you. But listen closely now, the message is not finished. There is still more to reveal. There are deeper truths about this person, about their motives, about what heaven is planning next, about the breakthrough that is coming so close that their attacks intensified to stop it. And you need to know exactly what is waiting for you on the other side of this warning. Listen now, because what comes next must reach you without distortion, without fear clouding the message, without your mind trying to soften the truth that your spirit already knows. The heavens have been watching the movements around your life with a level of attention very few souls ever require, and the reason is simple. The moment you stepped into your destined path, forces that had been sleeping around you started to awaken. Some in your favor, some against you. But both sides began to move. You felt it before you understood it. You felt the shift in the air, the tension in moments that should have been peaceful, the sudden heaviness in your atmosphere, the whispers of intuition rising like a tide inside your chest. You sensed danger even when you couldn't name it. You sensed jealousy even when their smile looked convincing. You sensed betrayal even before anyone said a word. Heaven was speaking through your instincts, and you didn't even realize it. There is a reason the spiritual realm has been unusually loud around you lately. Something powerful is being rearranged in your destiny. Something heavy is being lifted off your shoulders. Something blocked is beginning to flow again. And the enemy, this person who carries resentment like poison in their bones, felt the shift before you did. That's why their hatred has grown more intense. That's why their thoughts have become darker. That's why their obsession sharpened. They feel you rising. They sense your breakthrough. They see the light around you strengthening. And instead of healing their own wounds, they directed all their brokenness toward you. But hear me clearly, their darkness does not scare heaven. Their intentions do not intimidate the angels. Their resentment cannot pierce the shield forming around you. Even now, as you read this, the protection surrounding your life is thickening, like walls being reinforced by divine hands. You can feel it if you let yourself. Your breath slows, your mind steadies, your skin tingles, the air becomes heavier but safer. That is not fear. That is spiritual energy adjusting around you. You have always been spiritually sensitive, even when you didn't try to be. Your spirit reacts before your body understands. Your heart warns you before your mind can explain it. And lately, that sensitivity has been growing, because you are moving into a season where you will need it. Not to fear people, but to recognize who deserves access to you and who does not. The one who has been sending you negative intentions has been feeding off your kindness, your understanding, your desire to see the best in others. And the more compassion you gave, the more they twisted your energy into something they believed they could exploit. But that ends now. Heaven is drawing a boundary around your life that this person will not be able to cross. The separation that has started inside your spirit will manifest outward soon. Communication will fade. The connection will weaken. Opportunities for them to approach you will dry up. Situations that once brought them close will dissolve. This is not rejection, it is divine redirection. Heaven always removes what threatens your destiny, even if you don't yet see the threat with your eyes. And there is something else. You keep wondering why your emotions have been swinging so intensely, why your sleep has been interrupted, why you feel drained at strange times, why your motivation disappears and returns in waves. These are echoes of spiritual interference, but not successful attacks. They are the aftershocks of blows that the angels blocked. When a spiritual attack is intercepted, the impact doesn't hit your life, but your energy sometimes feels the vibration of the clash. You are not weak, you are protected. You are not being destroyed, you are being shielded repeatedly. The one who resents you is losing control. They have tried manipulation, guilt, silent hostility, comparison, subtle insults, spiritual projection, everything they could think of to break you down or pull you under them. But you were not designed to live beneath anyone. You were created to rise. And the more they tried to pull you down, the higher heaven lifted you. This new season of your life is going to expose people's true intentions without you needing to ask. Truth is rising like smoke. Masks are slipping. Hidden thoughts are surfacing. The one who secretly despises you will not be able to hide their spiritual cracks much longer. Their own actions will expose them. Their own words will betray them. Their own energy will reveal the truth they tried to bury. The darkness they aimed at you will illuminate their real nature before everyone around them. But listen, do not waste time trying to understand why they hate you. Do not burden yourself trying to fix what is broken in them. They resent you because your light threatens their shadow. They envy you because your spirit carries resilience they never developed. They fear you because your destiny reaches further than their imagination. You didn't cause their bitterness, you just revealed it. And now heaven is saying, this exposure is your protection. You will begin to see patterns clearly. You will notice who drains you and who lifts you. You will feel peace around some people and heaviness around others. You will sense truth without needing proof. That is the expansion of your spiritual vision. And it is happening because something big is approaching your life, something the enemy does not want you to receive, something that will elevate you beyond reach of those who wish to harm you spiritually. Your breakthrough scares them, but you cannot shrink for the comfort of someone who secretly hopes you fail. You are entering a season of elevation, clarity, strength, and divine timing. And no amount of resentment, jealousy, or darkness can override what is being written in your life. But the revelation isn't over. There is more you must hear, about why this person is so obsessed, about how heaven is dismantling every attack around you, about the shift that is coming in the next phase. Comment, Amen, I believe you're at work for me, if you know He's orchestrating your life.